you know, pop means only popular music. It's very popular. It don't mean nothing bad. And I got caught up in all this windstorm and stuff when I was coming up. Like, you know, had I thought the way I thought now, back then, I would probably sold 1 million records. Not because I was trying to do radio-friendly records, but I probably would have focused more on making my work as cohesive as whatever people think now, but as cohesive and long withstanding as possible, because catalog is key. I say all that to say, I'm sure you still play Parliament Funkadelic or James Brown or, you know, just stuff that's just timeless. Ain't got no expiration date on it. And, you know, I say all that to say, calling this drill music, you calling this trap music, you calling this boom bap, you calling this hip hop, you calling this rap. It's like, yo, man, like, it's different categories for everything. But it's still all one ball of clay.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And as far as this dealing with our communities and things of that nature, man, like, it's up to us to stop us from doing all the BS, man. Like, we gotta monitor and police ourselves, man, because, you know, on off topic, we quick to murk each other. But if one of these people murder our kids, you know, we let them go. Or if one of our women get dragged in the train station for not wearing her mask, we let the police go. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody calling my mom's out of name or your mother out of name, we let them go. Like, yo, some of these things we have to police ourselves. And like I said, I don't have the answer, you know. Every tribe has to have their own solution, though. That goes for Chicago, New York, LA, Midwest, everywhere.
Hey, that's exactly, you know, it's ironic that you said that's exactly what I was talking about earlier in the show. We must organize, because organization is the key to every success story. If we
no doubt
out here willy-nilly, we're going to continue to get destroyed. Like I was saying earlier in the show, I was saying that we must either create or join organizations like getting civil attorneys. So when the police does beat up one of our brothers and he go to jail and get off, whether he get off or go to jail, we still attacking his pension. Because when you attack people money, they start acting different.
Exactly.
Like one of my listeners, he in the chat room now, Joe from Houston mentioned, he said, why can't you see a commercial about dogs getting hurt, but you don't see commercials about homeless people? You know, you live in the Northeast, it's cold outside. He live in Houston, it's hot outside, it's 110, it's 20 below where we live in, and ain't nobody worried about people. We have to stop arguing about, oh, you a Muslim, you a Christian, you a Jehovah's Witness. Okay, that's the way you do it, but the ultimate goal is to make peace in our communities. So like you said, your moms, my moms, daughters, aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews can walk the streets safely instead of complaining, come up with some solutions.
Exactly.
I appreciate it, man. Big ups to you for that too, man.
Yeah.
But
exactly. I mean, not to stay on the topic, but you know, when we was growing up, if you know, if we didn't know the old person or someone's mom who was walking on the sidewalk, we was standing or we moved, we ain't cuss while she was coming up, or we hit our beer or we hit the weed. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't disrespectful. Like, we felt the same if they seen us with a cigarette in our hand or something. So to curse in front of a elder or somebody's mom, like, it's just crazy to me, man. Little simple things like that break cycles if we practice it.
Yeah. Man, bro, this is exactly what my show is about. And I know, man, we can stay on this topic all day, because I do believe, like I consistently say, people in our generation, and what I include in our generation is this: people who were born in 1960, let's say 58 to 78, we got comfortable, because the people who were born before that, they knew it was a fight every time you walked out your house. And I was mentioning that if you look at history 100 years ago, They were doing the exact same things as they doing now. Riding down on brothers and sisters,
Yep.
lynching them, stopping their education, stopping jobs, and we got comfortable. We dropped the ball. Our kids, like you said, our kids are disrespectful, and that's not nobody else's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids are not learning as much. I saw you. I remember. I don't know if it was about 4 years ago. You mentioned one of the reasons, you didn't say it, but I took it like this. One of the reasons you so dope is because your mom's made you read. My mom's
I said it.
Oh, okay.
My mom's made me read. Yeah. She made me read, man.
And you know, I tell my son that. Well, my son's 26 now, but I tell him all the time. He be like, "Man, the book is always better than the movie." I was like, "The book is better than the movie because the book is your point of view. The movie is somebody else's point of view. So your point of view will always be better." And we don't
exactly.
And then, like, I was listening to something this week, and they was like, because we do this, because attention spans aren't as long. We don't need to be catering to a poor attention span. We need to be catering. We need to be developing so we can extend people's attention span. Because if you can't sit still and do something, then what's the point? You can't even listen to OC.
Exactly.
You can't even listen to OC album and get the dopeness because you're trying to figure out what's the next track. Now I'm listening to this whole song, and then I'm listening to the next one. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I don't get it. Like hip hop. Like I said, man, hip hop. It ain't what I do. It's in me. It's like, man, I could be in a bad mood. And
it's a second nature to us, man.
Exactly.
Before it was on turntables and the belt drive and all that. We was already hip hop. You know what I mean? Like before it became something in the late 60s, early 70s. We was already that before we was born. It's in our nature. It's in our DNA. Yo, this is what we are.
And it's you know, people always complain it ain't being played in the mainstream. Well, why aren't we introducing the hip hop to more people? Yeah, I'm tired of the complaints. That's what I say. Like when people call my show and they want to play the devil's advocate. I'm like, man, the devil been around for billions of years. He's the last person last thing that needs an advocate. Let's come up with solutions.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Exactly.
Our parents introduced us to James Brown, Funkadelic, Marvin Gaye, the Philadelphia Sound. That was feel good music.
Yeah.
The music.
Main ingredient and all this stuff. Like we listened to all of this, man. Like and probably subconsciously running around while the grown-ups was doing their thing. Like, but we was listening and grooving to all of that.
Exactly. And now it's just it's only one thing being played. But guess what? Me and you listen to music in our house. I don't remember listening to the radio a lot. I remember, like you said, you go over your cousin's house, and I'm there. I'm one of your cousin's friends, and we listen to the music that our parents are playing. We weren't listening to the radio, and we have to reorganize. We have to I reached out to you, man, without any questions. You said yes. It warmed my heart because it was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was like you gave me some money back off all the albums I got. You know what I'm saying? Thank
you, man.
I was like,
I appreciate that, man. Like, yo, listen, I correct people sometimes too, because I mean, if you could find interviews or anything that I've done, which I don't do too many, I don't say fans, because I don't know, the fans only mean a fanatic to me. To me, I have supporters. People support. It's a support system, because a fan will flip out on you. That's why they made a movie about this shit. Like, fans will be cool one day, and then, if you don't make the same type of music over and over again to their pleasing, they'll John Lennon you. You know what I'm saying? So, figuratively and physically, for real. So for me, it's like, man, when people support me, that's a whole different thing, because we human beings first. You know what I'm saying? And this is my way of life. Mm-hmm. This is my livelihood. Mm-hmm. This is how I eat. And people are a support system to you, because without the people, you can't do jack.
Man, I appreciate that.
Period.
Speaking of that,
I mean, it's the truth though, right or wrong.
It is, and you know what? More artists need to look at it that way. But I'm not even gonna say more. It's just I appreciate that you look at us the way we look at you. We revere you. We thanking you for the dope music, and you saying, man, thank you for listening. I appreciate that. But I want to touch on something that you just touched on. You just mentioned that this is the way you live, this is the way you eat. As fans, how can we, because your money is being slowed down, because the world, like I jokingly say, the world on house arrest. How can we support you more during this situation?
I got it. It's a pro and a con with being an entertainer. Mm-hmm. Usually when wartime, things of this nature, pandemics and stuff like this, we actually prosper. Wow. Because people are either home or listening to music.
Right.
From big pop stars to the underground of the undergroundest type of musicians. Like, everybody prospers in some form or fashion when you're talking about, like, people like, yo, Hollywood is shut down. I'm like, no, it's not. They like, what you mean? I'm like, we looking at Netflix every night. We looking at cable TV, whatever. All that stuff is ran by Hollywood.
Sure.
They not making no movies right at the moment, but they own all this stuff. This is their stuff. Mm-hmm. Sponsors on radio, stuff like that. Yo, everybody is eating. Somebody's getting super, super rich right now at the people's expense. You know what I'm saying? And for musicians, we eat because we make a nice penny because people want something to escape from. And that's music. So, I mean, I never paid attention to streaming and stuff like that before. But, I have in the past few months, my streams went up. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sales went up. Things went up because people are home. But then, I look at it as a double entendre, like, damn, man, like, I hope people saving their money and not spending it. I mean, I gotta eat and live too, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, where are you getting money if you ain't got a job to buy an album or download somebody's stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I'm a human being, man. I turned 49 the other day. I have empathy more than I did as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I think about these things like, I can't help the world, but I can help one person, if my music is taking you somewhere else. But don't break your neck to spend your last on something that you don't have either in the time being. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, that's dope. That's dope. Because, again, but this shows why people rock with you, because in your music, you've always identified with issues in the community. You've never come off like, I'm better than, this is not what it is. It's always been a situation to whereas I'm showing you the world through my eyes. And the fact that, this is how I eat, this is how I live, but I still don't want you to not thrive to help me shows why we rock with you. This is why we rock with you. This is why it was a pleasure having you.
Check it out though, H. Listen, how many times both of us probably went through this, and I ain't gonna blow up the ball player, but how many times you met a celebrity and you got disappointed, man? That's the worst feeling on the planet. And compared to, people who are superstars, I'm an average person, you know what I mean? But I met celebrities, man, that I idolized, from, not meeting them prior. And when I met him, it was like, damn, I wish I never met this dude. Like, he was disappointing. He disappointed me. Or she disappointed me. I wish I just seen them on TV like I always been seeing them. But then you meet, it's weird, man. So I say all that to say, like,